Welcome back to Valuable Coins HD Coin Collectors. We're diving into a fascinating and often overlooked coin today, one that has the potential to surprise you with its value. The 1963 Jefferson nickel is a coin that's been around for decades, yet its true worth might be more than you ever imagined. If you're someone who loves collecting rare and valuable coins, or if you've been curious about how much some of these older coins are really worth, then this video is for you. Stick around to the end, because you won't believe how much this 1963 Jefferson nickel could be worth. Let's start with a little history lesson to set the stage. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, designed by Felix Schlag. It was a major redesign at the time, replacing the previous Buffalo nickel, and it's been a staple in U.S. coinage ever since. The design features Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse side, with a depiction of his home, Monticello, on the reverse. Over the years, the coin has undergone minor design changes, but the basic elements have remained largely the same. Now, when we focus on the 1963 Jefferson nickel, we're looking at a coin that was produced in the mid-20th century. By that point, the coin had already been in circulation for a quarter of a century, and it was a familiar sight in the hands of Americans everywhere. But here's where it gets interesting. Many collectors now look back on these 1963 nickels as potentially valuable pieces of history. The 1963 Jefferson nickel was minted in large quantities, so on the surface, you might think it's just a common, low-value coin. After all, millions of these coins were made, and they've been circulating in the public for decades. However, there are some key factors that can significantly increase the value of the 1963 Jefferson nickel. For one, the coin's condition plays a huge role in determining how much it's worth. As with any coin, the better the condition, the higher the value. If you come across a 1963 Jefferson nickel that's been in circulation for a long time, chances are it's seen some wear and tear. It might have scratches, tarnish, or fading that detracts from its original luster. However, uncirculated coins, those that have been well preserved and have no signs of wear, are much rarer, and they can command a premium in the marketplace. In fact, a pristine, uncirculated 1963 Jefferson nickel can be worth many times more than its face value. Now, let's talk about the mint mark. The mint mark on a coin indicates where it was produced. For the 1963 Jefferson nickel, there are two potential mint marks to look for: D for the Denver Mint and P for the Philadelphia Mint. While both mint marks are relatively common, coins from certain mints can still be rarer than others, especially when it comes to specific years and production numbers. If you have a 1963 Jefferson nickel with a mint mark from a facility that produced fewer coins that year, it could increase its value, especially if it's in excellent condition. There's another factor that could make this coin even more valuable: minting errors. Minting errors are rare mistakes that occur during the production process, and they can make a coin much more desirable to collectors. These errors can include things like double strikes, off-center strikes, or even coins made with the wrong type of metal. Minting errors are hard to find, and when they do occur, they can make a coin much more valuable. So, if you come across a 1963 Jefferson nickel with a minting error, you could be holding onto a coin worth far more than you ever thought possible. One of the most fascinating things about the 1963 Jefferson nickel is that some of these coins, in pristine condition or with rare minting errors, have been sold for impressive amounts. In fact, the rarity of well-preserved 1963 Jefferson nickels has driven some collectors to pay top dollar for these coins, particularly those that feature minting mistakes or those that are in the best possible condition. The value can vary depending on factors like the condition of the coin, the mint mark, and whether or not there are any errors, but one thing is clear: this is a coin that can be worth a lot more than you might expect. If you have a 1963 Jefferson nickel in excellent condition, or if it's one of the few that carry a rare minting error, you could be sitting on a hidden treasure. In fact, the value of a 1963 Jefferson nickel has been known to reach $50,000. Yes, you heard that right, $50,000 for a single 1963 Jefferson nickel. Of course, this is an exceptional case, but it's a reminder of how rare and valuable certain coins can be. So, what should you do if you have a 1963 Jefferson nickel in your collection? Take the time to examine it closely. Look for any signs of wear or damage that might lower its value, but also check for the presence of minting errors or unusual features that could make it a rare find. If it's in uncirculated condition, or if you spot any minting errors, you might just have a coin that's worth a small fortune. Be sure to store your coins properly to keep them in great condition, as proper storage can make a significant difference in their value over time. In conclusion, the 1963 Jefferson nickel may seem like just another piece of pocket change, but it's actually a coin with a lot of potential. Whether it's due to its excellent condition, its mint mark, or a rare minting error, this coin can be worth far more than its face value. So, keep your eyes peeled. If you come across a 1963 Jefferson nickel in great shape or one that has a unique minting feature, you could be holding on to something worth $50,000. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American history that could hold a lot more value than you might think. If you've been following the world of rare coins, then you'll know that some coins, despite their modest appearance, can fetch extraordinary prices. And the 1964 Jefferson nickel is one of those coins. This seemingly ordinary 5-cent piece may just be hiding a fortune in your collection or even in your spare change. Stick around as we break down the details, value, and everything you need to know about this iconic coin. The Jefferson nickel has been a cornerstone of American coinage since it was first introduced in 1938. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel replaced the popular Buffalo nickel, marking a new era in U.S. coinage. On the obverse side of the coin, we see a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, looking calm and dignified. The reverse side features a depiction of his home, Monticello, which is a symbol of Jefferson's legacy and his contributions to American history. Now, let's zoom in on the 1964 Jefferson nickel. By the time this coin was minted, the Jefferson nickel had already been in circulation for decades, becoming a familiar piece of currency in the hands of Americans. But the 1964 edition is special for a number of reasons. For one, it marks a time of transition in the U.S. economy. The 1960s were a period of great change, with new technologies emerging and the country undergoing significant political and social shifts. As a result, coins from this era carry with them a sense of nostalgia, representing an important moment in history. Like most coins, the 1964 Jefferson nickel was minted in large quantities, which means that it's not extremely rare by itself. However, there are several factors that can make this coin far more valuable than its face value of 5 cents. The first factor is condition. Coins that have been in circulation for years often show signs of wear, like scratches, tarnishing, and fading. But uncirculated coins, those that have been carefully preserved, are a lot rarer. Finding a 1964 Jefferson nickel in pristine, uncirculated condition is a true treasure for collectors. If you happen to have a 1964 Jefferson nickel that's been kept in great shape, you might be sitting on a coin that's worth far more than just 5 cents. When a coin has been preserved in mint condition, it can sell for a significantly higher price. Coins in top condition command a premium, and collectors are willing to pay big money for them because they're so hard to find. It's the condition of the coin that plays a big role in its overall value, and finding a coin in mint or near mint state makes a huge difference. Now let's talk about mint marks. Mint marks are small letters that appear on the obverse side of the coin, usually beneath the date. These marks indicate where the coin was minted. For the 1964 Jefferson nickel, there are two possible mint marks, D for the Denver Mint and no mint mark for the Philadelphia Mint. Coins with the D mint mark are generally more common, as the Denver Mint produced a large number of these coins. However, Philadelphia minted coins, those without a mint mark, can be rarer, making them more desirable to collectors. This could potentially add to the value of your coin if you happen to have one from Philadelphia, but here's where things get really interesting: minting errors. Minting errors are mistakes that happen during the coin-making process, and they're incredibly rare. When a minting error occurs, it can make a coin unique and highly valuable. Some examples of minting errors include double strikes, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, or wrong planchets. If you find a 1964 Jefferson nickel with one of these errors, you could be holding a coin that's worth a lot more than its face value. Collectors actively seek out error coins, and they can command astronomical prices at auctions. As we look back at the 1964 Jefferson nickel, it's important to remember that while millions of these coins were minted, only a small number of them have survived in perfect condition or with errors that make them unique. That's what makes this coin so exciting to collectors. If you find a well-preserved, uncirculated 1964 Jefferson nickel, or if you happen to stumble upon one with a rare minting error, you could be in for a big surprise. You may be asking, how much is this coin really worth? Well, the value of the 1964 Jefferson nickel varies depending on several factors: its condition, mint mark, and whether it has any minting errors. A well-preserved 1964 Jefferson nickel in uncirculated condition can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. However, there's a specific case that collectors should be aware of: a rare, high-grade 1964 Jefferson nickel with unique features can command prices that are truly jaw-dropping. For example, the best-condition 1964 Jefferson nickels, those that are in flawless condition or with minting errors, have been known to fetch prices as high as $47,000. Yes, that's right, $47,000 for a single coin. This extraordinary value shows just how much collectors are willing to pay for rare, high-quality coins. So, if you happen to have a 1964 Jefferson nickel that's in exceptional condition, or if you find one with a minting error, you could be holding a piece of history that's worth a small fortune. To wrap up, the 1964 Jefferson nickel is a coin that should definitely catch the attention of collectors. Whether it's due to its excellent condition, the mint mark, or the possibility of a minting error, this coin has the potential to be much more valuable than most people realize. Keep an eye out for 1964 Jefferson nickels in your collection, as they could very well be worth far more than just 5 cents. Who knows, you might just be sitting on a coin worth $47,000. Today, we're going to take a close look at a coin that might be sitting right under your nose, the 1975 Jefferson nickel. This 5-cent coin may look ordinary to some, but it's far more than just pocket change. If you're a coin enthusiast or just starting to explore the exciting world of coin collecting, you'll want to stick around for this one. The 1975 Jefferson nickel could be worth a lot more than you ever imagined, so let's dive in. The Jefferson nickel, designed by Felix Schlag, has been in circulation since 1938. It features the profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse side of the coin. On the reverse, you'll see Monticello, Jefferson's iconic home, which serves as a tribute to his legacy. This coin is an enduring symbol of American history, and it continues to be widely collected today. The 1975 Jefferson nickel may seem like just another date in the long history of these coins, but when you start to dig a little deeper, you realize there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. One of the main reasons why collectors are so interested in the 1975 nickel is because of its rarity and condition. The truth is, not all coins are created equal, and the condition of a coin can make a huge difference in its value. For the 1975 Jefferson nickel, the key to its value lies in finding one in uncirculated condition. The majority of 1975 nickels that were released into circulation have experienced the wear and tear of everyday use, meaning they've picked up scratches, tarnish, and other imperfections over the years. However, coins that have been kept in pristine condition are a lot rarer, and they can command far more money. If you're lucky enough to have an uncirculated 1975 Jefferson nickel, you could be sitting on a valuable piece of history. Another important factor in determining the value of this coin is its mint mark. Mint marks are small letters located on the obverse side of the coin, usually near the date. These mint marks indicate where the coin was produced. For the 1975 Jefferson nickel, there are two possible mint marks: D for the Denver Mint and P for the Philadelphia Mint. While most 1975 nickels have the D mint mark, a Philadelphia minted coin, with no mint mark, could be rarer and potentially worth more, especially if it's in great condition, but that's not all. Like any coin, the 1975 Jefferson nickel could also be worth more if it has a minting error. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the production of the coin, and these mistakes can result in coins with unique features that are highly sought after by collectors. Some examples of minting errors include off-center strikes, double strikes, die cracks, and more. These errors are rare, but if you happen to find a 1975 Jefferson nickel with a minting error, it could greatly increase its value. Now, let's get to the most exciting part: just how much can the 1975 Jefferson nickel really be worth? Given the fact that these coins were minted in large numbers, you might expect them to be relatively inexpensive. However, when you factor in the condition, mint mark, and any potential minting errors, the value of a 1975 Jefferson nickel can skyrocket. In fact, some of these coins, in exceptional condition, or with rare minting errors, have been sold for a whopping $41,000, yes, you read that right, $41,000 for a single 1975 Jefferson nickel. That's a significant amount for a coin that, at first glance, might seem like just another regular nickel. But as we've learned today, coins that are well preserved, or have unique features, can be worth far more than you might think. So, what does this mean for you as a collector or someone who's just getting started? First of all, take a look at any 1975 Jefferson nickels you have in your collection. If you have one in excellent condition, especially if it's uncirculated, you could be holding on to something worth thousands of dollars. And don't forget to keep an eye out for any minting errors. If you happen to spot one, it could significantly increase the value of your coin. It's also important to mention that proper storage is key to preserving the value of your coins. Make sure to keep them in protective cases or holders to prevent any further damage. The better you preserve your coins, the more they'll be worth when the time comes to sell or trade them. In conclusion, the 1975 Jefferson nickel may look like a small and simple 5-cent piece, but it has the potential to be much more valuable than you ever imagined. From its mint mark to its condition, and the possibility of minting errors, there are a number of factors that can increase its value. And with some of these coins selling for as much as $41,000, it's clear that this coin is much more than just pocket change. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. You never know what hidden treasures are waiting for you in your own collection or in the change jar. Happy collecting, and remember to always keep an eye out for those hidden gems.